wired my brain. So I had to rewire my brain to think differently. So I would go to the grocery store. I would visualize myself going to the grocery store. Now, while I was at the grocery store, I would see myself being calm, being relaxed, not having a panic attack. I would see myself hanging out with friends. And I would see myself telling my friends, oh, I used to have anxiety, but I feel so much better now, even though I was in the full thick of it. And I would just visualize myself being the calm person that I wanted to be. I will visualize myself taking a shower, being calm. I will visualize myself driving, being peaceful. While I'm driving. And I would just visualize myself in certain scenarios, being my calm and relaxed self, who that was really who I was originally. So by no means am I against medication. Like, no, sometimes you have to do what you have to do to get through. And Lexapro was one of the medications that helped me get through that really difficult time. And I think it really was one of the things that helped to save my life. But I didn't see myself taking it for the rest of my life. And some people take Lexapro for many, many years. And I didn't want that for myself. So during my visualization processes, I will always see myself weaning off of the medication and being totally medication free. So that was part of my visualization. As I visualized myself doing these specific things, the more I went out and did them, the less I got a reaction, the less I got like a anxiety reaction. So eventually, after about a month or so, I was going to the grocery store. I wasn't having any problems. I was able to drive, and the anxiety responses were getting less and less and less as I would continue to see myself being the healthy person that I wanted to be. The last thing I did, which was probably the hardest thing, was to go into the furnace with my triggers. So instead of trying to avoid things and avoid things that would set off my anxiety, like going to the grocery store, like driving, like hanging out with friends, I would force myself to do it. So whenever I felt myself getting anxious, I would just have to breathe through it because I knew the only way I was going to get through these anxious emotions was to go into the furnace with it and to breathe through it and to um, lessen the response. So eventually, I started going to the grocery store. I'll be shaking in my boots going to the grocery store, literally shaking. But the more I went to the grocery store, the less I had a response to it. So it just started to neutralize. The more I started driving, the less I had a response to it. Even if I was just like shaking, but I had to just breathe through it and get through it, drive from point A to point B. I was like, okay, I made it. Drive from point B to point C. Okay, I made it. Breathe through it. That was the only way I was able to get through those emotions by going into the furnace with them. So those are the three things that really helped me. And now I'm sitting here with a clear mind. I'm free from drugs, and my life is totally different now. I have coping mechanisms that I can deal with if the anxiety comes up through life experiences. I can breathe through it and not try to avoid my triggers, but to just breathe through them.